I respect everybody until they earn my disrespect. Well, Schill O'Reilly seems to have stirred up a little bee's nest with his rant the other night about how blacks are actually the problem with blacks. Uh, he pointed out the fact that, as I said in one of my other videos, that the majority of crimes, gun deaths in this country are black on black crimes. And this is part of the family breakdown of the black community. And I think that this bolsters the notion that a family is what raises a child and not the community, as Melissa Harris Perry spouts. You know, the retard with the tampons dangling from her ears on MSNBC. This retarded bitch tries to tell us to let our communities raise our children. But you see, this is exactly what happens in the black community. These children grow up to shoot each other. That's just a fact. Numbers don't lie. I'm not making them up, and this is what happens. But little Miss Tampons on her ears thinks that we need to let the community, the neighborhood, raise our children. So maybe we ought to give this retarded bitch a call and wake her up to the facts of life. But back to Schill O'Reilly. He now has all of the other talking heads over on CSNBC, CNN, and it's kind of like neighborhood dogs. One starts barking, another starts barking, they all start barking. So the others are starting to bark now, and they're chiming in. And a lot of it is going to be, and it's already started, they cut a tape of Schill O'Reilly interviewing, I believe it was Juan Williams, may not have been, either way, whoever it was. And they cut the tape to make it look like O'Reilly was racist, just like they did with the Zimmerman tape. But it wasn't an NBC again. This was another, I think it was MSNBC did this. Anyway, they've already cut a tape to make Schill O'Reilly look racist, which he wasn't. But it's starting, if you understand what I'm saying. This big race issue now is going to start to cloud up. Now, I can't find anything on mainstream media, but I do find on social media that we have still a rash of black on white crimes. We're still hearing about Trayvon. We still have Trayvon's mommy and daddy trying to get the UN. The UN? What the hell's the UN got to do? This is so far out of whack. It's unbelievable. What do we have? Stand your ground law was brought up when that wasn't an issue in the trial at all. Race was brought in, it wasn't an issue at all. And now we're gonna have the UN. Crazy. How do we as Americans sit by and idly watch this? It's incredible. It's like a Kardashian show, only it's real life. Would you be? This is crazy. Absolutely nuts to me. But now it seems that instead of, well, going away, which is what the issue should have done, because there really was no issue. Well, if it had been a black man who shot a white kid, already illustrated in one of my other videos, Binghamton, New York, a big, huge black man shot a skinny little white kid, 16 years old, no hoopla. So, that's a bunch of horse shit. When a bunghole tells you that women clutched their purses when he got on the elevator, he's a pathetic liar. He heard doors locked when he walked. He's a pathetic liar. That never happened to him, ever. He was a privileged little boy, being groomed. But the stinky race issue is going to, it seems, stay on the front burner for now. They need to keep us away from Benghazi. Matter of fact, and we have a general that just testified behind closed doors, of course, which is absolutely ridiculous, is it not? But the issue has not gone away. We still have people getting killed by the weapons that Holder walked over the Mexican border in a botched attempt to what, I don't know. I'm still totally weirded out by that whole thing. 2,000 guns, high capacity, M16s, AK-47s. This is what they were given to these cartels. Known, ruthless, mean Mexican drug cartels. It's not over. A bunghole. Complete, absolute, total, utter fraud. Look into it. It's still not over. It will get in front of a judge one of these days. I have faith. I have faith in the American system. But now we're going to see if we can't stir up the race issue. The stinky pot that is the race issue. That, as all polls show, when a bunghole took office, the race issue was not even on the scale. And I think that that was bolstered by the fact that we had a whole shitload of Americans walking around saying, how can I be racist? I voted for a bunghole. And I think that's exactly what a lot of people did. They tried to show their non-racism by voting for this piece of shit that they had no idea who they were voting for. None whatsoever. Had they investigated a little bit? I don't think 3/4 of the people would have voted for this piece of shit had they known who he really is and what was going to happen. So look at what's happened to us. Our defenses are eviscerated. Around the world, we are laughed at. We are no longer the strongest nation on the planet. For the first time, our credit rating has dropped. First time in history, ever. Told you not to give him the credit card, man. Told you not to. Well, you people thought you were smarter than me. This piece of shit has pumped trillions of our dollars into this green energy horse shit that hasn't produced a single job. Matter of fact, it cost us jobs. Not to mention the trillions of dollars. How many green energy companies did this piece of shit invested our money in that then went belly up right after? Right after. You people don't smell scam? You people don't smell this? Wow. But, as I think I was trying to point out at the beginning of this video, Schill O'Reilly, he's helping. You see. He is helping with the smoke and mirrors. He's got one of them mirrors. And he's helping old bunghole to deflect some of the attention. Look at how much time is now dedicated during old Schill O'Reilly's hour to, rebutting some other talking head who said something about his comments and twisted his comments. Oh yeah. And I think that more than likely Schill O'Reilly is going to find a couple of really sore areas to poke. He hasn't quite done that yet. Maybe the fact that, African American fathers run out of their children's lives at an astounding rate. That should be an embarrassment to any race, of any people. That would be, is it not? Why are not black leaders telling young black men, you make a baby, that's a responsibility. You'll just run away from that responsibility. You have to be a dad, not just a father. A dad is somebody who's there when the child falls and scrapes their knee. A dad is there to walk them to their first day of school. A dad is there for their birthday parties, Christmas, Halloween. That's what a dad does. Father's anybody that drops sperm and leaves. And then we pay for all of this horse shit. But no. What they tell their young children, what they tell their young men, black people do. Black fathers and black mothers tell their little black children not to trust whitey. That the reason they don't have any money is because of whitey. The reason they don't have a job is because of whitey. The reason they're so poor is because of whitey. The reason their streets are full of drugs and guns and violence is because of whitey. It's always whitey's fault. Well, there's no whitey there. There's no whitey there. So, if you maybe told Melissa Harris Perry missed the tampon on her ears, to go screw herself, because she's retarded. We've seen what letting the neighborhood raise your children will do. This is exactly what it perpetuates. Mayhem, murder, drug dealing, sex, and dropping kids all over the place. That doesn't work. Aren't you ready for something else? Aren't you ready for something new? Some new ideas? Why isn't Al Sharpton? Why isn't Jesse Jackson? Why aren't these race baiters? Melissa Harris Perry. Why isn't she spouting this to her own people? To tell little black girls, you don't just spread your legs because this puke sweet talks you. You have better things to do in your life than be saddled with a kid. You have better things to do until you get your life together and have an education and find the right man and then have a kid, have a family. A family. A family. Family is not important anymore. Well, it needs to be the most important. I think we've seen the exact proof that the family is the most important to a child in raising and rearing a child. The family. Sitting down and having dinner every night. Every night. Having a father who's there as well as a mother. And, you know, you have to think, how can a mother be there if she's the only one in a house of 7 children? How could she give her full attention to any of these children? You know? She's being torn left and right. Where does she go? She's got no education. You need to teach these children another way. Not the drug dealing on the corner. Not how much the pistol's going to cost them to, buy their own corner, keep their own corner sets. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Every successful black man will tell you that their mom pushed them, their mom pushed them, their mom pushed them. She didn't want them out on the street. She wanted them in their room reading a book. She didn't want them watching TV and playing video games. She told them, go read a book, do your homework, work, succeed. Succeed. That was the key word. Not just get by. Succeed. Do better. I heard that a lot from a lot of black leaders. Why don't we ask Larry Elder? Why don't we ask Dr. Carson? Why don't we ask some black leaders how they got where they are? Who their leaders were, who their inspiration was? No. Because I'm pretty sure it wasn't Al Sharpton. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Jesse Jackson. These are not leaders. These are race baiters. And I'm starting to think that Schill O'Reilly can join that gang. Because as I just told you, I think he's one of those guys holding the mirrors for old bunghole. Keep an eye on the real news, folks. Start thinking about one of those marches in September. Washington, D.C. needs to hear from the American people. And they need to hear loud. God bless America. Good luck to us all. I think we're going to need it.